we have a very special guest with us today, someone whose journey from a troubled youth to a successful producer and actor has inspired many. Joining us is Markuann Smith, the visionary and executive producer and actor of the critically acclaimed show Godfather of Harlem. Welcome to FOXSOUL's Black Report.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Hey.
How you guys doing today?
We are fantastic. Thanks so much for taking some time out to join us. So, you know, you're coming into like 20 years in this industry, which is a feat because we just know some of the pitfalls, the ups and downs. So let's zoom in on the process of bringing the Godfather of Harlem to life and what viewers can expect for the 4th season. Congrats on that. That's an accomplishment in and of itself.
Well, it started off in 2000. I used to go to this, it was a community called Lenox Terrace in Harlem. And if everybody in your audience would know Lenox Terrace because a lot of politicians, actors, musicians lived in this community. And I used to go every Sunday and have conversations with my godmother. Her name is Margaret Johnson. And if you're watching Godfather Harlem, Margaret is portrayed by Demi Singleton. She played Serena Williams in King Richard. And Margaret used to tell me these wonderful stories about Harlem, how she used to walk out of a tenement building and smell fresh laundry hanging out of a window, or walk past 125th Street, look up, she'll see James Brown's name on the marquee, or walk past Sugar Ray Robinson's barbershop, she may see his pink Cadillac, look inside, may see Nat King Cole waiting to get a haircut, or even Sam Cooke's voice coming out of a transistor radio. These magical moments she used to tell me every Sunday. She wanted to get the real story of who her grandfather was, whose name was Ellsworth Raymond Johnson. And he was from Charleston, South Carolina. And I made her a promise almost 18 years ago that I would go out there and accomplish that for her.
Nice.
Just Friday, we had Lonnie Love on the show, and she was talking about how this industry can be really challenging. You know, this industry is not for the faint of heart. Tell us, what inspired you to pursue a career in the entertainment industry, to have the kind of longevity that you've had in this industry, the kind of longevity you've had with this show is no easy feat. Tell us about your journey here.
Well, it started off, you know, I have to really give a shout out to my older brother, Father MC. He started off in the music industry, and he was able to take me on the road and showed me that community was real in every culture, whether I was in Detroit, Chicago, Hawaii, California, DC. You know, growing up where I grew up at, I lived in a little inlet called Far Rockaway. Far Rockaway, Queens, there wasn't too much opportunity for young African-American males or females. So I started getting into theater and movies by just locking myself in a room and watching movies, just drowning out all the white noise that was happening outside, gunshots, sirens, etc. And I started my love for movies from Raging Bull to Once Upon a Time in America with Sergio Leone to Rebel Without a Cause. These platforms allow me to play make-believe and into a world that I just really wanted to know more about, knowing directors, producers, and things of that sort. So that was my way out of staying out of trouble.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about some of the challenges you faced during, you know, this journey to becoming an EP, a producer, and an actor.
Yo, I'm glad you asked me that question. You know, Godfather of Harlem was definitely a labor of love. It was a tribe behind me, you know. Shout out to Forrest Whitaker and Jim Atchison and Nina Yang Bon Jovi and Pat Moran, Tracy Underwood. I could keep going on. Chris Brancato, Paul Eckstein. You know, we got actually turned down by 3 networks because they didn't believe in our vision. They didn't see the vision. And it was one individual by the name of Michael Wright who used to work at Amblin Entertainment, which is Steven Spielberg's company. And he came over to Epix looking for a new show. And as the president, you know, this was the first show that they brought in the room, and it was amazing to me because I tell people all the time, a lot of people want success, but are you ready to eat tuna fish sandwiches? Are you ready to eat ramen noodles? Are you ready to sleep on somebody's floor? Are you ready to call your friend and say, hey, you know, do you have a connect with Buddy Passes? Because I have a meeting at Netflix on Monday morning.
You better tell it.
You know, so people say they want success, but are you really ready to get success? And, you know, I was always a firm believer you could chase your pension or chase your passion. And I decided to chase my passion.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Good. That's good.
And you're not alone. You're not alone in chasing your passion. You've worked with many talented artists and actors who've been, who's been your favorite to collaborate with and why? I know it's hard to pick, you know, one or two, but who's been your fave?
You know what? I have to say this. Everyone I work with brings a different type of talent, from Giancarlo Esposito to Forrest Whitaker to Vincent D'Onofrio. We on Godfather Harlem, we're all a family. It's a tribe. We have fun, bringing in Professor Smalls, who is our African-American cultural historian, letting us know the real things, the authentic things that were happening in the 60s. I could even go back as far as saying one of my good friends is Tupac Shakur, and Tupac is no longer here. He was one of my favorite individuals to have conversations with, because we were both roadies on the road. We both were the first one off the bus, last one back on, and we just had dreams as young brown men to achieve our goals.
Yeah, we call our viewers soulmates. So, with a lot of eyes on you right about now, what advice would you give to aspiring producers, actors, who are just getting started in their careers? I know there's not one particular formula, but what would you put out there?
Oh, I would say definitely learn your craft. And acting is more than just memorizing words. It's about angles, whether you're looking at a 25, looking at a 50. Go to Barnes & Nobles and get Acting for Dummies, Screenwriting for Dummies, Producing for Dummies. So when you're put into that situation that you worked for all your life, that you know how to work it and being in that room. Because believe me, the wolves are out and they smell blood if you don't know what you're doing. So please learn your craft. Learn it, learn it, learn it, learn it.
Our big thanks to you for joining us. Markuann Smith, the man behind the Godfather of Harlem, representing the tribe of folks that are making that show a hit. Thank you for joining us here on Fox Soul's Black Report.
Thank you.